It is Thursday, the 17th of October 2024, and welcome to our today's edition of Press Review, in which we take you through some of the stories that are appearing in our newspapers. And as usual, we do have the Daily Times and the Nation newspapers. In our today's program, we are with me, Charity Chilanga, and I'm joined by
Brenad Mwanza.
Madzuka bwanji.
Ndadzuka bwino, mwadzuka bwanji.
Ndadzuka so bwino.
Zikomo kwambiri. Nkhani ndi zimene ziko kuchitika zambiri kunjaku. Ngakhale nyengo nayo so ikoti October zafika pamene kwa.
October zikukhala bwanji kodi kwechi.
Ati chizungu chake this October is not Octobering enough.
Is not Octobering enough, eh?
Akamvula.
Koma zinthu zake zimakhala unpredictable. Koma mwari kaya
kusintha kwa nyengo zonsezi ndi kusintha kwa nyengo inde papa tikudziwa amakhala ndi twai mvula yoyambirira kayi
amaticha chizimalupsha yes
komabe kuti upange chiki mmene mwina yayendera masiku amene wawa weather yake kungambira kunzuzu kakugwa mvula ku Luntha ndithu mashawa zakhala akugwanso kumeneko nkona so masiku awiri apitawa kuno kulilongwe nyengo zake ndithu
momwemo ndikutere
tikadzale tukapena
moti tikumaterereka kugwa
aona koma ipano tabwera nazo nkhani kuti tingokudziwitsa kungokulawitsani kululu unjako kwachitika zotani
ma newspaper alemba
zotani muna muyambe tu pamwamba pa Nation.
Alright, to begin with the very front page, JSC Forted scholar says commission operating without an act of parliament slums judiciary bills as lacking. And part of the story says allegations of misconduct in the country's judiciary have drawn the wrath of legal scholar Professor Muiza Nkata, who is torn into the Judicial Service Commission JSC and described the much-touted judiciary bills as lacking. His sentiments come in the wake of growing calls for the JSC to institute an inquiry into alleged misconduct by Judge Kenan Manda and the judiciary in general, with Chief Justice C.J. Rezenem Zikamanda, who chairs the commission, being called to read the task.
All right, and on the second page of the Daily Times, EU ends 12-year budget drought. Partly, the story reads the European Union, EU, yesterday resumed budget support to Malawi after about 12 years of holding it back. This followed the signing of a 55 million euros, which is about 107 billion kwacha program yesterday. The EU suspended budget support to Malawi in 2012 over Kashket, the plan of public resources at Capitol Hill, the seat of the Malawi government.
Kunyelira sotandi.
Akutadza ndithu. Akuti hayi tipitilize bwanji kuthandiza koma nkhani yaikulu ndimene kuti thandizo ngati limene likabwera nkhani ndi kagwiritsidwe kake kantchito. That's what matters most.
Yeah, tisamba get disappoint anthu so
otithandiza chifukwa kashiketiyo inabwerapo ndi kuti panalenso ndalama zina zoti zimalera
34 billion kwacha in 2024. Non-governmental organizations and NGOs operating in the country received 734 billion kwacha in the 2023-2024 financial year, an increase from 589 billion kwacha in the previous year. NGO Regulatory Authority Angola Chief Executive Edward Chileka Banda reviewed this yesterday when he presented the 2024 NGO sector report during the NGO Day, which President Lazarus Chakwera presided over at Sanjika Palace in Blantyre.
All right, we are still moving on. Moving on to the third page of the Daily Times. There is another story that happened yesterday in Nilongwe. Opposition demanded electoral system change. 3 opposition parties said that they had to meet addressing the nation on the electoral processes that they feel being hindered. The story partly reads the 3 opposition parties have asked the Malawi Electoral Commission not to abandon the system that was used during the 2019-2020 general elections. At a press briefing held in Longwe yesterday, leaders of the Democratic Progressive Party, UTM Party, and Alliance for Democracy, AFOD, expressed surprise that MEC decided to abandon the previous system without notifying Malawians, who they said were the voters. But electoral stakeholders are also raising serious concerns as to why MEC has procured new software for the election management devices instead of maintaining the 2019-2020 software, which was internally developed at zero cost. So partly that's what these three opposition parties expressed.
Yeah, in the Nation newspaper, Atengerango ina kuti opposition wants make chair and CEO out. Yeah. Some opposition parties have called on Malawi Electoral Commission Chairperson Annabel Ntalimanje and Chief Executive Officer Andrew Mpesi to step down, claiming they are connected to the governing Malawi Congress Party MCP and cannot be trusted to manage elections. The parties, namely DPP, UTM Party and Alliance for Democracy, also stated that they also want the electoral body's director of procurement and director of information technology removed.
Kale kuna nimene kuti ya ikulu wa meki komanso wapa mpando wake ona zogula zinthu kumene ku meki
sakuwakhulupirira kuti ayendetsa bwino chisankho
akwena atasuntha kaye kuona kuti kodi mwina kuti chisankho chidzayende anthu adzazikhulupirira zotsatira zake. Tetiona kuti adindo achita motani ndithu poyankhapo pa madando ngati amenewa.
And we have another story. The headline says SPC to face committee on NOCMA fuel deal. The Budget and Finance Committee of Parliament says it will invite Secretary to President and Cabinet SPC Colin Zamba to hear her side of the story on a questionable fuel deal involving His Highness Sheikh Saudi of United Arab Emirates National Oil Company of Malawi. NOCMA officials were the first to appear before the committee yesterday, and according to Chairperson Gladys Ganha, the SPC, Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority, mirror in the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Authority (PPDA), who also face the committee.
Nkutega mukongo tipeza kumene in press review program ine imapeza ndithu pano pa Luntha television kuyambira Monday mpaka Lachisanu 9 koloko ina iliyonse. Timakhala pano kusanthula zina mwa nkhani zimene zalembedwa mu ma newspaper amene amakhala kutulutsidwa tsiku ndi tsiku. Kwambiri timapanga focus ndithu Daily Times komanso Nation. Kungokupatsani zithunzi kuti kwachitika zotani kunjaku ndiye lero muli ndine Bernard Mwanza komanso mzanga
Charity Chilanga.
Tibwerenso ndithu posayidwa pompano zikatha izi.
Luntha Television stands as an autonomous faith-based broadcaster with a national and international reach. Experience the difference with Luntha Television, where innovation meets experience. Our dedicated team, backed by cutting-edge technology, ensures seamless execution and unparalleled results. Luntha guarantees credibility and professionalism in all its endeavors and services. We offer, among this, production and broadcasting of jingles, music videos, narratives, documentaries, press services and programs on location or outside, live broadcasting of mass and other church functions, government or indoor functions, and political rallies, creation and broadcasting of special programs, sponsored content, sports and entertainment, and advertising for small, medium, and large enterprises. All services are offered at competitive prices. Tune in daily to catch Luntha Television on Zuko on Channel 51, Starsat, Channel 474, Star Times, Channel 474, Topstar 474, Kriye 007, GoTV on Channel 807, Azam on Channel 386, and live streams on our YouTube and Facebook platforms. You can find us in Area 2 Lilongwe or can reach us on 0883 815 055. Come, let us help you grow your business.
takulandiraniso mu programu yathu ya lero ya press review pano pa Luntha television. Tibirilize kusanthula nkhani mwina kutheka nzatu wa mbali ya business.
Yes, moving on to the business segment in the Nation newspaper. Film 6 mining project finance successfully conduct road shows in North America. Part with the story says Indian Resources Limited and Australian Stock Exchange ASX listed mining firm says it has made significant progress on finance discussions regarding its Kangankunde rare earths project in Balaga district, as it made potential financiers in United States of America, USA. The company said this in an update to shareholders after it successfully conducted a North American investment roadshow to progress discussions with multiple potential funding parties and investors.
All right, and then the Times, Nokima says 12 million liters fuel coming. The National Oil Company of Malawi, Nokima, has said it expects at least 12 million liters of fuel to arrive in the country by next week. Nokima Public Relations Officer Raymond Likambale said the fuel comprises 9.1 million liters of petrol and 3.4 million liters of diesel. He said fuel suppliers were yesterday loading the fuel, and all Nokima suppliers have resumed loading petroleum products from the ports of Beira and Dar es Salaam, and from around next week they should be able to expect some wagons into the country from Nakala. That's what Likambale had to say on that matter.
All right, I will take one in the arts and culture segment. Malinga to hold solo exhibition. Part of the story says the renowned visual artist Jimmy Malinga will hold a solo art exhibition titled The Language of Art at Kaliso Art Gallery in Lilongwe from November 2nd to 16th. The two-week exhibition is expected to feature a collection of Malinga's latest works, which will focus on various themes including environment, simplicity, happiness, identity, and the power of art.
All right, and moving on to the arts and culture in the Daily Times. Daughter of Zion in treble celebration. Gospel musician Phyllis Manganda, better known as Daughter of Zion, yesterday was engaged in a threefold celebration of Mother's Day, her birthday, and double album launch at Robbins Park in Blantyre. As a mom, Manganda joined fellow women across the country to celebrate Mother's Day, and so, as a gospel musician, she also decided to give them a treat through the launch of her two albums, Jerusalem and Hymns and Worship.
Moving on to the very back page of the Nation newspaper, Farm seeks a hefty fine from CAF Association, a ministry bemoan the porting of objects at lefts. Part of the story says the Football Association of Malawi Farm seeks a hefty fine from CAF following ugly scenes after the 2025 AFCON qualifier between the Frames and Senegal at Bingu National Stadium in Lilongwe on Tuesday. The association, which seeks a minimum of 10,000 United States dollars, which is about 20 million kwacha fine, is also keeping its fingers crossed that the Confederation of African Football CAF will not impose further sanctions.
All right, and just an extension to that story, Preps at Fort, Mabedi blames inadequate preparations for Flames' dismissal performance. Malawi national football team coach Patrick Mabedi has attributed his charges poor showing in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers to inadequate time for preparations. The Flames are still without a win in the qualifiers after 4 matches and are bottom